Hey y'all, it's Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and I'm just here for the good news, honey. We are back with another episode of Galactic Gossip. Yes, indeed. So, this week we will be covering the energy from the planets starting from today, Sunday, April the 12th, all the way through Saturday, April the 18th. So, let's get into it. We don't have a lot going on, but we do have some energy that we are going to be working through starting as of today for the remainder of the week. So, first and foremost, we have Mercury. It has now moved into the sign of Aries, and so with that, we can be more prone to just kind of speak our mind, take initiatives on the things that come up for us, just kind of go with it. It's that warrior energy. It's that let's initiate something, let's start something. It's very high energy. So we could have a lot of mental things, like just working on things coming in and having a lot of mental work to do, thinking of brand new ideas, thinking of how to create things. There could also be a lot of overactive thinking, a lot of overanalyzing, because Mercury rules the nervous system and Aries is that fire energy that gives it energy, right? So it could be really amplifying the mental action, the mental abilities that we have right now, just really thinking a lot about things. But with Aries being there, and we are still in Aries season with the sun being in Aries, it will give us that energy to actually take the initiative, to start making a plan, writing things down, figuring out the step-by-step to do the things that we are trying to do, the things that come up, the ideas. Also, we could, like I mentioned before, we could really be speaking our minds, really just standing up for yourself, really being in this space of, I know what I want, I know, this is what I think, this is what I feel, this is my thought process surrounding this, and just really being able to convey and express that. So, with that being said, we have Mercury in Aries making this sextile to Saturn as of today. So, this Mercury sextile to Saturn can really bring, because it's in Aquarius, Saturn is now in Aquarius, and it can bring some detachment with that, kind of like a distancing. And it can also bring just the ideas that you come up with. It can help you structure those things in a more practical sense, but also bring some inventiveness to it. It can bring this innovative kind of approach with the things that you are coming up with the mental things that are coming up for you. Like, I'm thinking of this idea, I want to do it this way, and then Saturn is going to be there to ground you in that, but at the same time ground you in a very innovative way, thinking of things in a way that you have not done so before. Also, possibly collaborating online. That's what a lot of this is, because Mercury also rules social media. It's the ruler of Gemini, and it rules communication of all forms. So there could be a lot of collaboration with others. And because Aquarius, Saturn is in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is the sign of social networks, social gatherings, as well as you just really thinking deeply about what it is with your long-term goals. What is it that you're trying to set out to do? Making a plan, writing it down, setting it in stone, getting very clear and decisive on what it is that you're trying to create. So also we have Mars, which is the ruling planet of Aries, and is making a trine to Venus, which is now in the sign of Gemini. So Venus in Gemini, that is teaching us how to relate to others, how to communicate. Our love language is now through communication, through talking, through social media, through expressing yourself, expressing your feelings, really thinking about what it is that you want, really processing that on a mental level. And then with Mars making a trine there, it is giving us that action, is putting that action behind us. So Mars is there in like I said, Mars is the action-oriented planet. It's the thing that it's the planet that gives us the initiatives. It gives us that energy, but it also can cut things and remove things. So with Mars being there, we are going to be able to express ourselves, express our love language, express what it is that we value, the things that we want and that we desire in regards to the Venusian things, which is all the things that bring us pleasure, as well as your net worth, your self-worth, because they are connected, because that's Venus. How much money you make, what kind of money you want to see in your bank account. What do you want to do to create this money? What business are you trying to create? Are you trying to create a business? What work are you trying to do? All of this is Venus. How Venus is touch, taste, sight, smell, audio. It's all the sensual things, and the things that bring us pleasure. So also the beauty behind it. So how is it not only when you're trying to create this life, yes, it's about what it looks like, but also what it feels like. And with Mars being there, if it does not feel good, if it does not align to your values, which is Venus, then it will be removed. And it's kind of like an effortless thing. Like it's just, not for me, it's gonna go. So Saturn is making an in conjunction to the North Node. So Saturn in conjunction to the North Node, this is asking us to integrate our purpose with our foundations, because the North Node is in the sign of Cancer. It's at 1 degree, and with Saturn making this in conjunction, it's asking us to integrate what it is that we have for our purpose, our destiny, in regards to our foundation, in regards to our feminine energy, into the more Saturnian energy of stability, structure, organization. So how are we going to create this life? How are we going to step into our destiny? What does that look like? What foundation needs to be laid with the North Node, and how do we build upon it with Saturn? And since Saturn is in Aquarius, who are we building this foundation, and who are we building upon our foundations with? Because that's social. That's, the interaction of others. And also with Aquarius, it's not about just the me, it's about the us as a whole. So we do have Venus in the sign of Gemini, but it has moved into its shadow as of last week. So it's getting ready for the next couple of weeks to be in this shadow phase before it goes retrograde. And I will talk about Venus in Gemini retrograde on another video, and we will go deep into that. But just know that right now it's in its shadow phase because it's slowing down, getting ready to go completely retrograde, and it will be retrograde for 40 days and 40 nights. Not a coincidence. Keep that in mind. So, also we have the moon today is in Sagittarius, and it's making an opposition to the North Node. So we are really feeling what it is that we want for our destiny, what it is, our purpose. What is it that we're trying to create? And we are seeing that and coming from a higher level, a higher perception, really trying to expand on that, really just, wanting to be able to do what it is that you want, and however it happens based on what feels good for you. You want it to happen in that way, doing what you want when you want, so that way it's beneficial for you, as long as it's not going to hinder anyone else. So moving on, at the beginning of the week, we have another heavy energy that's going to be there for the remainder of the week, and this is the one I'm really going to talk mostly about. We have Pluto and Jupiter both in the sign of Capricorn, and they have been there. They are now in a conjunction at 24 and 25 degrees. Well, this is going to make a square to the sun, which is in Aries. So this is like an energy of being an individual versus a control. So it's like that oppressive energy. You could feel like my individualism is being stifled, or it's being kind of oppressed, or there's like some kind of block there, and it's like the systematic thing that's keeping me from being my truest self. So this can also bring up some more fear within us as a collective. And so with that energy being there, it's going to also illuminate things and help us have a deeper understanding of our intentions, of what it is that we're trying to manifest and create from the deepest desires. That's that Pluto energy. And where is it that we are limiting ourselves and blocking ourselves from creating this, from manifesting this? What is it that we need to release? The karmic release. That's the Pluto energy. Jupiter is going to give us the insight. It's going to illuminate us with this information that we need. It's making this square to the sun that's going to have it for you as an individual. You're going to see what works for you, what is hindering you, what's blocking you. And then you're going to be able to actually take the steps to say, you know, this isn't working for me anymore. I need to release that in order to have this. So all of that is at the beginning of the week, and this is going to really peak come Monday. So tomorrow, and it's going to just play itself out for the remainder of the week. We also have Mercury in Aries making a conjunction with Chiron. Chiron is our wounds that we create in our childhood, karmic wounds that we need to release in order to, you know, be our truest, most authentic selves, and just the healing that we need. And I'm going to start talking about Chiron a little bit more in the series coming up, so I just want to throw that out there. Look for that very soon. But anywho, moving on, Mercury will be having this conjunction with Chiron in Aries, and so you could actually get some news into what wounds you are still holding on to, what healing is it that you need. You can just kind of have like an instant download, or you can get some type of communication with Mercury being there, instant communication with, okay, like an aha moment. Okay, I need to release this, or I need to really work on this. Okay, I'm still wounded in this area, or I still need some healing, some deep healing in this in order to show up in this way. So this is coming at the beginning of the week. So this is a lot of healing in regards to all of the things that we are going to be working with this Pluto-Jupiter conjunction squaring the sun as well. So with Mercury also being in Aries, and this conjunct Chiron is going to be making a sextile to Venus. So this is going to be able to show us where we are not aligned in our values, and where this is showing up in the healing process, where we need to heal in regards to these things so we can be in alignment with what we value, what it is that we're trying to manifest. So all of this is at the very beginning of the week. It's going to be playing out for the remainder of the week. We have the moon moving into the sign of Capricorn, which will then be squaring the sun, along with Pluto and Jupiter. That's going to be felt deep internally and just manifesting outwardly, and just having like a deep understanding of this. The moon is also going to be conjunct Mars in Aquarius later on in the week, and that's going to be trining Venus. That is going to also kind of give us a innovative way of seeing ourselves, and also aligning with our values. So with that being said, I hope this has been helpful. This is the energy we're going to be navigating through for the remainder of the week. The main focus will be the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction squaring the sun, because that's going to be illuminating the things that are blocking us from manifesting our truest desires, the lives that we want to live, you know, what we want it to feel like. So I hope that this has been helpful for you all. I do have a few quick announcements. So this is the last full week of Aries season. I do have 20% off on all solar returns. I am still doing donation-based readings for my astrology readings, and I will also put that on there. And this is just for the time being, while everyone is still trying to find their way through this social distancing and just being quarantined at this time. So if you need some insight on what the next month lies ahead, I will be implementing new lunar return readings. So that is a 20-day look ahead for you individually, what the focus is, what the energy is going to be looking like for you for the next 20 days ahead. So that's all that I have for my announcements this week. I hope this has been helpful. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know how this has resonated with you. I love all feedback. So I hope you all are doing well, staying safe and healthy. You have a blessed and great week.